Welcome back to my channel. Next part is to backfill the base, the concrete base. Um, I'm going to lay down some insulating sheets, like I told, 2 feet apart from the slab to make sure that the frost doesn't come under the slab. I'm going also to lay down some draining pipe just in case. There's also some wood I did buy because I'm going to build very soon. So when we load the wood, there was a lot of wood to load, and then people were staring at me because I was with the Q50 and loading that much wood. I've loaded more than that with that trailer, but it's kind of bulky, more than it's heavy. It's only maximum half ton, not more than that. But actually I have a lot of weight on the tongue. That's what maybe I should have moved the wood a little bit further down, but having more weight on the tongue is better for stability on the road. So I'll have to unload this very soon, but before I unload this, I'm going to fill the base, and I'm going to spread some fresh stone around that area that is really muddy. It's been 3 days of rain. Yesterday was a pour, and it didn't rain, but it was just borderline to rain, and was really a lot of humidity. And this took forever to dry a little bit. Now I'm not in the mud. I'm going to spray down the crushed stone because the dogs really like that kind of stuff, and we don't like this when they come back inside. Enjoy. Okay, I did clear the all the rocks around. Make sure that I have a stable surface to put the insulation board. I did all the behind me, and then you see on the side I'm up to there now, so I'm going to lay down this remaining sheet of insulation. I'm going to try to have some credit for the 5 remaining sheets. It's $10 each, $50. It's not that much of value. $50 is $50, but it's so bulky. Where do you want to keep that? There was a rock behind me where you can see the loop in the insulation board. There was a rock. I didn't want to remove the rock for just a few inches. I didn't make a notch in the insulation board to have the pipe to lay down as much low as possible. So this pipe might have some draining purpose. I'm just relying on drainage on the surface, but whatever happens, I'll take it. And this pipe behind me is rather for maybe some drainage, but also maybe to run some cable or wire or something like that inside of that, because it's a passage where I run with the tractor, all the stuff, the car, and I don't have any access on the other side to run some wires or something like that. So I'm not aiming at leaving the wire there, but I could put a piece of pipe, a small inch pipe, something like that, to run the wire inside of that to make sure that the water doesn't collect in this. But something sure, I don't want to dig again to run some wire on the other side. So I'm going to use that T to connect on this way, and I'm going to go further up to get an access from this side. If you seem to see some dirt inside of the pipe, they are used pipe. My father-in-law has some remaining stock, and he gave it to me. If I can reuse it instead of buying it, why not? So I have an elbow from a previous use. I'm going to put the elbow like this, and maybe I have a cap next to that. If rain does collect inside of this, I don't mind about this because it's perforated. It will not fill with water. But I don't want any leaf or wax falling in. I'm going to fill some of this rock in the trailer to switch at the back of the slab because I'm not going to hold on the slab yet. I'm about ready to fill the front and the back of the slab. The idea here is to fill this up to the surface of the slab. On the side, I will not fill it completely because it will be a lot of gravel shoveling. I might use the bowline with the small trailer. I'm going to fill this to send it back to backfill the back of the slab because I have no access on the other side of the garage than from here, and the other access is from the lawn. So I just came from the lawn with those nice chains, and you can see there's some grass on it. Okay, I have few limited access to the grass, so I'm going to limit the access. I'm going to fill the trailer to have much as possible gravel on this that I will spread at the back. Just make sure that the insulation board doesn't fly out with the winds. After a week, let's say, so when the concrete have reached, I think this is 80–90% of the strength, that I will be able to run on the slab with the bowlines without the chains and with a trailer, and then fill the back and the sides. I'm going to drag a little bit to even out the bumps. Make sure that the bumps doesn't stick up the surface of the gravel, and lay down the gravel. I just removed the extension wings on the blade because 9 feet blade is kind of too wide for such small work, and especially if you want to have some curves, I'm going to have some curve going down. If you have a too long straight edge, then you cannot handle this. So I'm going back to the it's now down to, it's a 6 feet blade, which is perfect. not working that much. Okay, I was trying to explain you what is going on with the trailer, but actually the tractor in the background is quite loud. The trailer reached maybe 30 degrees, but it's not enough to empty the trailer. The trailer is measuring about 12 feet from the back of the trailer up to the tongue, and the center of mass is really center with the wheels, maybe a little bit toward the tongue. There was about 1,000 pounds in the trailer, and the trailer itself maybe weighs 500 pounds, total 1,500, and the center of mass is at about a third of the length of the trailer. So basically I'm trying to lift 500 pounds from the tip of the bucket, and the bucket is about 6 feet from the ground. So if I try to reach 45 degrees, that would mean that I should raise it at 8.5 feet, which is really too high and too heavy. That's why it's not working. So the best you can do is to lift at that point, at the point where the back of the trailer is touching the ground. I could not do anymore. Okay, that's it for today. The remaining of the backfill will be maybe in a week. So it's pretty much spread out. It's a rough spread because it's about to be dark. I don't know if you can see that, but the visibility is quite low. I'm going to spread a little bit more on this side with the rake, and that will be it for today.